Hi, quilting friends. This is Quilting Mom, and Molly is somewhere around the house looking for something to eat. So today is part 3 of making this quilt right here. Okay, so I've done a lot. Today I'm not going to actually show, I'm going to show you about putting the rows together. So you should have your 40 pieces done individually, and I'm going to show you how we put them together. Now I did a couple of rows to show you exactly what we're doing. Well, I'll tell you the first thing that I did is I grouped all my squares together. First in a group of 3, and then in groups of 4 for the second row, and I'll show you why. So you can do the rows like this. You can do them 2 different ways. You can attach them in the groups of 2, or you can just put them as their own row and put them rectangularly. It really doesn't matter. The wonderful thing about quilting is you do things at your own way. And if you're interested in this series, one day I can show you how to design your own quilts. I am at the point that I do like to design my own 80% of the time. Sometimes it's fun to try a pattern. And there's Molly. Molly wants to make it. So you can either do that. So the way I did it is for the top row, I put them together in groups of 3. And then I would pin the piece that I was putting on the top. I would just pin that to it. So when I did all the 40 pieces, I grouped them together. So I thought that it would look cohesive that way. Hold on, let me get Molly. Molly wants to say hi. Come here. Say hi, Molly. Hi. It is cold as heck, but we're not as bad as like Chicago and Wisconsin and places like that. So Molly just wanted to come up and say hello. She doesn't like being out of the picture. Yeah. Oh, I had some candy. My breath smells like chocolate. That's why she was like, oh, yeah. She's like, I'm going to go in for a kiss. Okay, I'm going to put you down, sweetheart. When I'm quilting, she'll let me get away with so much, and then she decides she needs snuggling. So I put the first 2 rows together, and you can see that here. You can put them together in any grouping you want. I just kind of went light, dark, medium. And then the second row, you need one on the top and one on the bottom. And then the third row will be just a row of these on the bottom. So if you can see that from there. So I start off by doing 2 together. And then I pin the other. And between sewing, I would lay that down and take my rotary cutter and my ruler, and I would just make sure that that was all nice and flush together. And if it's not, if you're totally off, then you need to take Jack the Seam Ripper, who spent a lot of quality time with me this weekend. I was not enjoying that, by the way. I was like, Jack, we're just spending too much time together. You need to go. So if you're totally off, you need to bring out Jack. But if you're just a little bit off, whatever, then you need to just take your ruler and make it all nice, pretty, and even. After you iron it, of course. So it's nice and smooth. And then you would add the one, I'll find a single one, to the top. And line that up the best that you can. If it's a pinch shorter or longer, you need to just sew that up, iron it, and then take your ruler and even that up. So the first row, we did ones with just the top. The second row, we did a top and bottom. So now I'm working on the third row, and I have lost one of my pieces. That's what happens when you work on 6 different things at once. I just completely misplaced a piece, so I was going to finish up the bottom row for you guys today to see, but yeah, I just lost a freaking piece. Now, one thing I did run into after I had so many of my blocks done, I realized that when I did it was like a color block, I was short as far as matching like the top and the bottom, so it didn't turn out, you know, with 4 sides like this. Unfortunately, I had 2 of these and 2 of the dark colors left. So what I did, because I bought the fabric years ago, I don't remember the manufacturer. I'm pretty sure it's not made anymore. I went to the quilt store and I bought something that I thought would match nicely, this beautiful green. Like I said, it was the one of the, I think it's one of the squares like this. I don't know, the damn thing is like hiding on me right now. So this was, you know, a nice match. And the great thing about quilt stores, they will sometimes let you buy, you know, a few inches of fabric, or at the very least a 1/4 yard, which is, what the hell is a 1/4 yard? It's like, yeah, a 1/2 yard is like 22. So yeah, 11 inches, yeah. So I've bought like 11 inches before, but I'm going to use the green for my binding anyway, and I can use a good green in my stash all the time, so I did purchase more of that. But that's, sometimes you have to be creative in quilting if you just find that you are not matching up with some pieces, and you have to be a little bit creative. I have to be a little bit creative quite often. I am known for losing pieces, and if I don't find these pieces, I'm going to have to be creative again, and that's fine. That was not easy fabric to find, so yeah. So once you get one row done, what you do, so let's say you've got a row done, then you're gonna take your other piece, your other big piece, and you're gonna pin it together all the way across, pin it on there, and then sew it on. And try to get that so they match up as easily as possible. Now, sometimes when you get, there's gonna be it's gonna not be real smooth there. You might have little pieces that are just kind of dangling off to the side. And again, that's when you get, you know, your ruler and your rotary blade. It's my new rotary blade that I got from the Sew Sampler box. I freaking love this thing. I love new rotary cuts. So that's it for today. Next week, we're going to put on the top and the bottom. Hold on. Now, if you want to jump ahead of your experienced quilter, you're going to add your top and side pieces. For the border, you're going to cut 7 4.5 inch wide strips times. Well, the long pieces are going to be 56 times 68. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to figure out the side pieces. So they're not going to be longer than 68. I do for my more experienced friends. Now, if you're just the casual sewer, you're not going to want all the little sewing doodads that I have. But I just got this the other day at my local quilt store. It's Sew Emma by itssewemma.com. And this is a neat little gadget because you put it on your quilt table and you can just stick things in there, like your rotary, your seam ripper, little rulers, whatever. I do have all kinds of little things hiding on my table, and then I go to look for them and I can't find them. I am probably one of the most disorganized people on the planet. I'm pretty sure I am. I try to be organized, but I suck at it. But oh, and if you do sew pieces together, and you've picked this out for your top piece, you can always, if it's darker, you can write notes on the back of your fabric in pen, just as long as it's not darker than your fabric. And if it's light, you can use, there's these great markers that you can get in any quilt shop that disappear with your iron or with a little cold water. They are great. So you can just mark it up like crazy and it just irons right off. It's so nice. Definitely great things to have in your stack. I am very known. I write notes on the back of my fabric all the time so I know what piece goes with what. Because otherwise you just find yourself very confused. So I want to remind you, I beg of you to please subscribe. We're at 87 subscribers. Once I hit 100, then we are going to be giving away this quilt. Of course, I got to finish it first, but you can win that quilt. And all you have to do is subscribe and make a comment on all the videos, any or all of the videos, until I give away the quilt. When I hit 100, that video, I will give away the quilt. So I'd really appreciate if you hit subscribe, and I hope you come back. If you're not a sewer, if you just want to learn, these are great to have in, go back and look at later. And if you have any questions, I'm going to put my email down there and you can let me know. And if you're doing the sew along with me, I would really love to see what you're doing. I do have my friend Making Thread Pretty. She's working on hers too. She did one video so far. She has to go, she bought it like a mini jelly roll. She did not realize that it was like not a whole jelly roll, which a mini jelly roll is only 20 pieces versus 40. So she got a 20-piece one. So she does have one video. I can put the link down too if you want to see it. Maybe you think she's, does things that you would understand a little bit more than mine or whatever, or if you want to see. But I would love to keep track of anyone that's working on this. That would be really great. So thank you. I love you. Bye-bye.